All right, welcome back. Award-winning actor Bryan Cranston, he of Breaking Bad fame, lashing out at Disney CEO Bob Iger at a SAG-AFTRA strike event in New York City earlier today. Listen.
We've got a message for Mr. Iger. I know, sir, that you look through things through a different lens. We don't expect you to understand who we are, but we ask you to hear us, and beyond that, to listen to us when we tell you we will not be having our jobs taken away and giving to robots. We will not have you take away our right to work and earn a decent living. And lastly, and most importantly, we will not allow you to take away our dignity.
Powerful stuff. Cranston's comments are the latest in a growing chorus of criticism, largely aimed at Bob Iger and a few others, in the wake of his interview with David Faber 2 weeks ago, where he weighed in on the heightened tensions in Hollywood following the start of the writers' strike. Remember this?
There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic. And they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing that is, quite frankly, very disruptive.
All right, Julia Boorstin joining us now live from Los Angeles. Talk about what this could all mean, maybe for the stock in general. Cranston was fired up, Julia.
Cranston was fired up, and I would say that his comments and Iger's comments really illustrate how far apart the two sides really are. Now, keep in mind that interview that Bob Iger did with our colleague David Faber, that was nearly 2 weeks ago now. And since then, which is when the actors' strike started, we have not seen the two sides come back to the negotiating table. So from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of expectations here in Hollywood that this strike could continue to drag on. And one thing I have to point out, Brian, as someone who follows this very closely, months ago when there were rumors about what could happen with this strike and rumblings about what to expect, at the time, people thought that Bob Iger might be one of the people to lead a compromise. And then after his comments and then some of the reaction to his comments, now people may be disappointed that he's not the sort of conciliatory one leading the compromise and that the two sides really are still so far apart.
Yeah, do we have any kind of an idea of how far apart they really are? I mean, it could be one of these things that is you know, they make a deal tomorrow, like UPS kind of surprised us today, or could this drag on a long time?
Well, I don't think they're going to make a deal tomorrow because they have to come back to the negotiating table first. The first step with them would be both sides saying, okay, we're going to come back to the negotiating table now. We're going to sit down. We're going to hash out different ways we can compromise on these different issues. And remember, it's not just Bryan Cranston speaking on behalf of actors. There's also a writer's strike going on as well. These two simultaneous strikes with some very similar issues, but also their own distinct issues. These two issues have to be worked out, and we have the AMPTP, that's the Association of the major movie studios and TV studios. That's what's negotiating with both the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. So I think that this is not going to be resolved in the next week. A number of people have told me this is something that's going to drag on for months, not weeks. I've heard speculation that at first people were hoping it would end September 1st. Now people are saying November 1st, even December. It'll be a long time before this is resolved. And you just heard it in the fire in both of those men's voices. They really feel like there's some major differences here.
Julia Boorstin. Julia, thank you very much.